Hello, what's good, brother?
We got that, baby. Whatever in the film, let's go.
You crazy, man. What's going on with you, man?
Man, living life, loving life. Yeah, I mean, you weren't expecting the shades up under the hood, huh? You know what I'm saying? Double
Nah,
in.
I know you had to flip it up on us real quick. I know how you get down, man.
You know what I'm saying? You know your boy rode the motorcycle like that. You feel me? We out here. Black Jesus down. You feel me? Season 3. That's how we do. Welcome to another episode of Look in the Mirror, the conversation. I'm one of your hosts and creator, King Jaquel Martin. I'm here with light skin, don't care. Look at how the black shirt make his skin glow. That's what I'm talking about with the nice Steve Harvey tie with the air jet and the lines. My man, Quay, yo day by trader, make money at night. Two sons juice. Right, baby, let's go. Finger snap, finger
What's
snap.
good? What's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? I'm your boy Quay Price, the other host of Look in the Mirror, the conversation, where we like to have those hard conversations that affect the black community or our community, if you will. Man, so happy to be back for another one, man. Talk to me, Los. What's going on with you, man?
I mean, we out here, man. Yo, God blessed me to do a music video shoot the other weekend with California, and it's
Okay.
called Nothing, right? And so basically, we wanted to talk to our culture and our people and confront some of the things that we've done in the past. But you know, when you get older, you make better decisions,
Right,
and the
right.
better decisions you make, you got to be man enough to say, okay, this is where I went wrong, and how can I inspire the youth not to go down the same path?
Sure.
So he created a song called "It's Nothing," and is talking about gang banging, breaking and entering. They call it flocking. Pimping, balling, all that stuff, bro. That's nothing. It's not the legacy. That's not how we move our culture forward.
For sure.
Nothing. And if you're gonna be here, you might as well stand for something. So that's what we talked about. So we took it back. We got a nice little Black Panther party vibe or whatever else, you know what I mean, with the fist up and everything, you know what I mean, in the setting of the music video. Then we go outside to the alley where we take it old school LA vibes. We got low riders bouncing with the hydraulics. It's real nice. We got drones. The talent was just amazing. So it was a blessing to be able to shoot this music video. So right now we're in post production, and I can't wait to share it on this channel, on this platform. I'm even going to have the artist come in just because I think his topic is so important.
Right,
It's
right.
nothing. You know what I mean? The topic of it's nothing, and how our youth have been bamboozled into doing BS, and they think that this is the way to survive. But that lifestyle, I don't know too many people that actually have made it out. It's like going to the NFL draft. It's very few that actually make it. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
don't know too many drug dealers or people who gang bang or whatever else that actually get a chance to get out clean. No jail time, no nothing. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So that's nothing. We want to be able to leave the legacy and be the kings and queens that we're supposed to be. So that's what it's about, bro.
Okay, no,
What
that
about you?
sounds good to me, man. Looking forward to that. Like I said, we definitely got to throw that on the platform and expose the people to it, man. So
Yeah,
no,
of
looking
course.
forward to that for sure.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So man, we gonna
Hold on,
so I
what you
know
got going on? What you got going on? The people want to know what you got going on. You over there looking, you know what I'm saying, all suited and booted. You know what I'm saying? Talk to us like you just got done coming back from prom, boy.
you know what, man. I'll be honest with you. I've been focused on just building, man. There's a lot of opportunities right now that have been presenting themselves, and like I said, we got to do a show about wealth creation and investments and trading and things like that. We got to do a show about that just to help the people change their trajectories, man. But there's been so many opportunities that have been presenting themselves lately.
Okay.
And I just been focused on leveraging, man, and taking advantage of them, man. So
Oh, you
yeah,
got
I've been
2020
busy
vision.
doing
You
that.
got 2020 vision.
Huh?
You got 2020 vision right now, huh?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I
Yeah,
respect it.
man. So I just been leveraging and taking advantage. And then too, man, just trying to get other folks, man, to bite on, stop being scared and just come into the situation, man, to better your long-term trajectory, man. So yeah, that's where my head has been, man, just lately, just focusing, man, and driving on that, man. But yeah, outside of that, man, the family is good, man.
Okay.
Everybody, like I said, is maintaining their health, staying protected, staying safe, and I said we moving, man. So that's all I can ask for.
Well, first of all, shout out to you and the family.
Appreciate it,
Safe,
man.
success, surviving 2020, being blessed to see another day. Not only that, but building and building together and having a solid foundation. So I want to salute you for that. You know what I mean? You're always inspiring, and that's just going to be an amazing show. So I know a lot of people out there need that show, including myself, because you can always grow your business. You can always do a SWOT report on yourself to have bigger and better things.
Facts. So yeah, we definitely got to do that one, man. Like I said, the community needs it, man. So we're gonna put that one together to make sure we do that.
Right.
So man, let's get into this. So like I said, we kind of, doing it a little different tonight. So we titled the show We Talk Thursday, right? And we're gonna, introduce these periodically, through our topics, just to open it up, man, for anybody to bring any topics that they want to bring to the table. When we discuss those things and have dialogue around them, like I said, then we'll throw in a couple, just to keep it keep it moving, man, and cover some things that we need to touch for the community. So I said this night is wide open. So anybody down in the comments, anybody viewing us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, like I said, hit us in the comments, let us know. Better yet, join the panel. The link is down in the comments on the stream. So definitely join the panel, bring your topics to the show, bring your ideas to the show. Listen, we talking about them tonight, whatever it is. Get it off your chest, put it out there.
This, right? The We Talk Thursdays. The beautiful thing about this is it's an opportunity for y'all to come up with the titles. It's an opportunity for y'all to get off what y'all feel like. Me and Quay, we started this conversation, but we already understand that the conversation is just bigger than what we think. We want our conversation to be universal. So you don't have to be black. It doesn't matter your sex. It doesn't matter your race or whatever else. Whatever that you want to talk about and have a conversation about, let's have it with the congregation. That's what it's all about. So we look forward to talking to y'all. Come up in the chat. Come have some fun with us, man. I promise you it's a safe environment.
For sure. Definitely. Listen, that's one of the main things we focus on, keeping everything safe. Let's say we can all respectfully, disagree, agree how we want to do it, but just have a dialogue. Get it out there, put it on the table, and then just works towards, solutions and fixing things. And let's say just coming together. So, let's say that's what we all about. So definitely come check us out. Hit us up in the comments, but definitely come on the panel. We love it when folks come on the panel. Let's say that's when the show gets fun. That's when it all it all pops off. So definitely come join us on the show. But man, so let's get into this, Lo. So
what we doing? Talk to me.
Folks send me content, they send me videos, man. They tell me to, check things out. So let's say I grabbed a couple things, man, that I want to make sure we touch on tonight, So let me get this started real fast.
While Quay's loading that up, look, the beautiful thing about y'all joining the panel is there's nobody else in this world like you. You're original. You are perfect. And your opinion has value, has substance, and somebody might feel the same way you feeling. So it's important to get other voices on this platform. It's important to get other ideas on this platform, and that's why we welcome everyone. So please bring a friend. If you don't want to talk, bring a friend to talk. Let them express their opinion. Or if there's something that was going on in your friend's life that you want to just bring up on an open platform without us being disrespectful or shaming anybody else just because you want to discuss it to get some ideas, let's have that conversation.
For sure. All right, so let's get into this real quick.
Let's get it, brother.
We're gonna get into this.
Hey, y'all check out Quasi's beard. It's all edged up, all perfect.
Man, we got to keep it clean, man. We got to keep it clean, man.
He got that Mach 5 over there.
What's that thing doing, man? All my stuff you want to act up when it's time to. Hold on a minute.
It's all right. He got that Mach 5 razor. So anybody want a clean shave? Get that gel, get that Mach 5. You can look like Quay. You know what I mean? You can look like Quay.
Man, let me give me a hard time, man. I'm just trying to do a little something, man. You know what it is, man.
Hey, brother, your brand look clean. It's amazing, brother. I'm proud of you. Ain't nothing wrong with being fresh and clean. You know what I mean?
For sure.
That should be your theme song when we come on for your introduction. Ain't nobody dope as me. I dress so fresh and so clean.
Let's try this again. All right.
There we go.
So man, somebody sent me this video, man. Let's check this out. Somebody sent this to me, man. We got to touch this one real quick.
Yeah.
Whenever women would share what we wanted in a man, you would always hear the following. I want somebody who's kind. I want somebody who's loyal. I want someone that's trustworthy. I want somebody who's honest. I want somebody who's dependable. I want somebody that's caring. I want somebody who can be vulnerable. They start sharing all these things. And guys like me who grew up not getting girls, a lot of guys take that advice, they apply it, and then they realize they're not winning.
Very unsuccessful.
These guys didn't realize is what I realized recently. men were doing all the things. Sorry, women were describing all the things that make them happy, but they weren't describing the things that make them horny.
There you go.
And those things are two completely separate things, which those skills might include confidence, ambition, drive, independence, dominance, you know what I mean? Intelligence, leadership. They have all these skills, and it's two completely different skills. And so many guys were, especially the nice guy generation, were raised under the happy skills, but they weren't raised to understand the horny skills. And so the great man has both, as we talked about. The ultimate man has all the skills that make women horny by himself just being, and then all the skills that also make a woman happy. And these skills are also what make men respect you.
So close. I had to throw that on, man.
I'm glad you're doing them.
Yeah, so somebody sent that over to me, man, and I saw the video, man, and it got me thinking, oh, we got somebody coming in, man. I done triggered something. Hold on, man.
Uh-oh.
Chloe Price, what's going on?
Hey.
Y'all better get ready. You got the glasses on today. Yes, sir. It's coming. Period.
What's going on? What's going on? Oh, we ain't lose it, did we?
I'm here. I'm trying to get rid of.
Was that your audio or something?
I had y'all on every screen. I had to get rid of one of my screens. You know.
Okay, no, we appreciate that. We don't, we don't mind getting, multiple screens out here. We appreciate that.
So why wait, Key, why you look like that? Why?
Because I know you're finna go in. I'm waiting for it. I know you're finna go in.
I mean,
Ephesians chapter 12, 13, 45, 48.
You know what though?
When a man findeth a good woman, he findeth a good thing. Hallelujah.
You know what? I don't even have. I'm sure there's a scripture to address this, but I don't even have a scripture. This is just basic to me. Like my question would be for him. Let me get my stuff together. My question would be for him is, of course, when you ask a woman what she wants, she's going to speak to the things that make her happy. Like that's kind of a given. Like I get where he's coming from, but if I have to tell you, my glasses are horrible glare. If I have to tell you to be confident and independent and some of the other things that he would, my thing is, do I really have to now lay it out? I have to completely build your character for you. Like I'm telling you that I want someone who's caring. And I mean, now I also have to tell you that you have to be independent. Well, as a man, you should want to be independent. You should be confident. Men were put here to be leaders. So you should already have leadership qualities. So you mean to tell me that I'm basically telling you I want all these things that make me happy, and you go out and make yourself those things only? You focus on those things, or you focus on those things only. So you be those things for me, but then you forget about all the other things like being independent and being confident and I'm confused why he would come. I'm confused. Like sometimes I think people say things because they sound good. Like if you're listening on the surface, I mean, this is my opinion, of course, but if you're listening on the surface, that sound good. Yeah. But it's like, wait, no, because you should already be independent. You should already be confident in yourself. You should already be a go-getter and ambitious and all of those things you should already have. When you talk to me and you're asking me what I like in a man, and I'm telling you what I like in a man, it's not so that you can go out and try to recreate those things, because that's, to me, that's fake. Like, these things should already be pre-existing. Now, it's different if you say
grow into it.
Grow into what?
Certain things.
Other qualities. It depends on what that is. Like, some things, yes, a person can learn and grow. We all can mature and learn and grow, but it's almost the way he was coming off as, you told me you wanted this, this, and this. You didn't tell me about the other stuff. So, I mean, I didn't prepare myself for those things.
No, I don't think that's, I don't think that's what he was saying. So I think what he was saying was, he was always taught to be a nice guy.
Okay.
Right. So the qualities of the nice guy. So you respectful, you this, you that, like, so the nice guy. Mm-hmm. But I think what he was saying was, what he has learned is the piece that really works is the character traits that stimulates the horny portion of the female, if that makes sense. So that whole quote that has went around for years, nice guys finish last. Like, I think that's kind of where he was going with that. It's like, guys is trying to come up and be nice, right? So we trying to, go, and I'm not saying don't do some of these things, but, we trying to open doors. We trying to surprise you with this. We trying to wine and dine you with this. But what he's saying is, that wasn't getting him success. What got him success was once he figured out those traits or those things that created the physical, or as he said, the horny attraction, right? So he was meeting those horny requirements. So the confidence, the ambitious man, the successful man, the accountable man, like all of those things that, some of those things that we've touched on previous shows. Those were the things that actually, pushed him over the top to essentially, kind of reach a level of success when it came to women. That's what I got from the video.
No, I get that. But as a woman, what I'm trying to say is, that's not the woman's problem. That's your problem. The way he phrased it was, see, women are saying this, this, and this, but they're not saying that. And this is my perspective as a woman. So I'm hearing that and I'm going, wait, so is this Build-A-Bear? So I have to tell you literally that, I want you to be kind and open doors and do this, but I also have to make sure that confidence and ambition and success make me horny. So I literally have to go in and create. What I'm saying is, why do I have to feed you all of these things? Like, it's different when you're getting to know somebody and they're like, well, what kind of things do you like? Where do you like to go? What do you like to do? That's different. I do like a man that's a gentleman and it's kind and it's nice. And of course, those are the things that a woman's going to tell you, because she's thinking those are the things that are specific to the way she likes to be treated. Like, I like to be, for a man to open doors for me. That matters to some women. Some women it doesn't matter to. So she's going to talk about things that are specific to her that she likes, right? Mm-hmm. That is not all encompassing. She's not going to tell you, well, maybe some women will, but most women are not going to give you a laundry list of things and say, here's all of the things that I want a man to possess. Like, some of these things she would want a man to come to the table with, not have to say, oh, I want you to be confident. Oh, I want you to be successful. Oh, I want you to be ambitious. These are things that a man should already be. So my question for him is, you were giving her happy traits, but you weren't giving her confidence. You didn't have any leadership skills that whole time. Am I not understanding? Like, so you were able to pull out chairs for her and open doors for her, but you weren't able to be confident in the relationship. You weren't able to be a leader. You weren't able to know your role. And, like, you weren't able to fulfill those things because all you were thinking about was pulling out chairs and open doors. You can't multitask.
I feel what you're saying. So I think it's, I don't know. This almost comes off like a perspective thing. Hold on. Let me just hit Nina real quick in these comments. Hey, what's good, Nina? I'll see you down in the comments. So yeah, so the topic for tonight really is wide open. So basically, we just having conversations around multiple things. So like I said, if you want to bring something to the table, I said, come on to the panel and put it out there. Like I said, it's basically it's a wide open night tonight. But shout out to you for joining us on the show. You want to say something, Los?
I think there's some truth in some certain things that he's saying. Everyone doesn't have confidence, male or female. Some people have to grow into their confidence. And I wouldn't say it's Build-A-Bear, but I do think partners help with others' weaknesses. You know what I mean? So there's an old saying, beside every great man, there's a great woman. And what makes the woman great? The woman knows how to compliment him to bring the best out of him. You know what I mean? Because we all have shortcomings or whatever else. So I think the teamwork between the male and the female allows the relationship to flourish and to create a harvest, you know what I mean, for a better future or a better opportunity. And I think what he's saying is sometimes men miss the other half. They only think that it's this. And when they don't come equipped with the other half, that's how you get to the quote, nice guys finish last. I mean, because that's a quote for a reason. And the reason why the nice guy is finishing last is because those other things are in his blind spot. He believes that it's there, but he's not walking in that to his fullest fulfillment of being that. You know what I mean? Because he's so busy fulfilling all the other boxes, he forgot to check the other boxes. I look at it like a muscle. If you don't exercise in that muscle, you're going to be weaker in this area. That doesn't mean the muscle's not there. That doesn't mean he can't have dominance. That doesn't mean he can't have confidence. That doesn't mean he can't exude any of those other things. But he worked on all the other tools that he was told that was important, and those got left on the shelf. So he's not dominating in that. And so when you have someone who has been dominating these other muscles, it creates a different attraction or whatever else. So that's how I feel like, remember we were in school and be like, dang, why is she with him? How did he pull that? What in the heck? You know what I mean? Because this person was fun and he walked in the confidence and he showed something different. That's why you can have people who have the nice guy group and then you have the cool guy group, and then you see most of the females are attracted to the cool guys. It's not like there are the ones who are excelling in, you know, their grades or, you know, just the opening the doors and all the other different things of that table. So that's where you create the separation. You know what I mean? Or why would she want a thug? Why is she looking for thug passion? What comes with that? Why does she want a gangster? Well, because he exudes confidence, he's exuding dominance, he's exuding all these other things that might create a different type of attraction that someone's not creating for that person. So I think he's just talking about the great divide between the two. And I think at the end, he said, great men know how to walk both lines. You find the balance in both. You're not going to be perfect in both, but finding the balance in both will help you get different results.
I can feel that. See, I thought maybe he was just saying that low key, most ladies want a thug. That's what I thought he was saying. What you say, Joe? Joe say, go ahead, Joe. What you want to say, man?
That's what went through my mind. Hi, everybody. That's what went through my mind at first. That's why I had to look at the video again, and I think I saw it maybe 3 or 4 times because that was something. Because this has been a conversation that's gone on even since I was in my early 20s. I was way 100 years ago in the 80s, but and it's always been this talk of. He's such a nice, and one of the things I hated when I was dating was, well, I don't know, you remind me of my brother, that type of thing. That was like an insult to guys. I'm like your brother, you know. I look at him as he's my brother. I mean, not like he's someone I can. At that time, I stopped dating altogether. I was done with it. But I think that's one of the things and that's part of because I caught a little bit of tailing what Chloe was saying. And that's what, and look, at this point, when I was listening to him, I thought, okay, well, first of all, what females is he going out with? And second, I was just thinking, I think the important thing is for us as men here is to have that confidence and still have those things, walk those lines as carefully as you can. but at the same time, don't overemphasize one over the other, just so you can get something. Just see if there's a balance we can do, and that's a hard thing to do sometimes, because you got to be a black man walking this balance. Then you got to be what society wants you to be. Then you got to be you got to play all these different characters when you just want to be yourself. And I think that's why it's important just to be yourself in a way. And look, I mean, he had his perspective, and I, like I said, to see the video over and over again, I just didn't didn't understand what he's saying until you guys talked about it right now. There's now I kind of get what he was coming from, but it just, the way he came off a little like he just reminded me of some people I went to school with, and back and I was like, okay, I don't know what his is, but been there, seen that. No one's trying to be doing that, especially, most kids. But I think one thing is that authenticity seems to be the key in this new city. Everyone wants authenticity. They want people to be who the hell are you? Basically, that's what people want to know. Who the hell are you? I mean, are you a thug? Are you a corporate person? Are you a nice guy? I mean, who are you? Exactly. Why are you trying to bring? I'm sorry.
No, I was agreeing with you. I think but you said something very key: authenticity and being yourself. And I think when you know how to be yourself, then that exudes the confidence. But most people don't really know who they are, so they're not able to walk in their full confidence or power of themselves. So how can I be authentic when I'm still trying to please the masses and fit in?
Right.
I mean, although we were in high school, that was more of a show of, I need to try to fit in with the cool people. I need to be this person, or I need to get people to like me. Almost kind of like the social media wave. If I don't get likes, I don't like myself. So now a like defines who you are. You know what I mean? So most of us don't know who we are, and we allow other people or other opinions to decide who we are. And then we're not in the confidence of ourselves, No, you're good.
I'm so glad that social media was not around when I was coming through high school.
Amen.
I'm so glad it was not around, because I think I would have been destroyed. Be honest with you, I would have been totally destroyed.
I think women know this, though, Joe. I think women know this, because so my question, to flip the guy's point, is, what is the friend zone? How does the guy wind up in the friend zone? What are the qualities of saying, you know what, I'm going to put him in the friend zone?
Well, first of all, stop asking me what you want from me so you can be exactly that. And then, this is the point I was making. And I think maybe I didn't articulate it properly. A man should not be asking me exactly what I want so he can be that. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it feels Bilderbergish, because the way he came off was, well, you ask a woman what she wants and she tells you she wants this, this, and that, and then you run off and go do that, and then realize that she don't want you. Well, cause you went off to go build yourself to be what I told you I liked. And I do like all those things. I'm not saying I don't, but what else is there to you? Like what else? So who are you? Like you guys were just saying, I think we're saying the same thing. Like you guys were just saying the authenticity, like I know there's more to you than just the things that I told you I like. Like, I know there's more there. That's why I said it felt kind of like, and maybe I just wasn't understanding his point, but it felt kind of like, he's saying, you ask a woman what she likes, she gives you the whole nice guy resume. And so you build yourself, like you get a job, you make yourself the nice guy. You're like, okay, I want this job, I'm gonna be the nice guy. And then she's like, well, yeah, I like nice guys, but you do have like some other qualities that are your own qualities, right? Like you know how to do some stuff that I didn't tell you to do, right? That's why, I think I said that, like, cause I'm like, maybe that's why you get friend zoned, because
what are the qualifications of a friend zone, though?
You ain't pushing no buttons because you ain't bring nothing to the table. Everything you bring.
Okay, so when you guys were dating and growing up, and y'all saw guys, right, that you kind of didn't want to talk to, because y'all put people in the friend zone before. Why did y'all put them in the friend zone? What were they missing?
Chemistry, honestly, for me, it's chemistry.
Is that it?
I think it's chemistry. I think you give opportunities out there, and if you got conversations with people, but they could be the best friend in the world, but there's no chemistry. There's no oomph
Is
to
that
it.
it?
That's true.
It's true. I mean,
That's
I
true.
think y'all
I'm
getting surface answers. I think y'all capping right now. Y'all trying to get the surface answer, and y'all not like, well, shit. He not really what I want. He really don't look good. He really ain't balling like that. He really ain't dressing the way he need to be dressed. Come on, let's what we doing.
But no,
Let's
I
be
mean,
honest.
but that kind of all goes into chemistry in the same way too, because the thing
But
is that
that's a general way out.
you could fall for the facade for that part, but
Okay.
also the fact of the matter is, for me, I'm more attracted to somebody who's highly intelligent, who I can have conversations and it just he does things in my mind I'm not thinking about. So if a guy I'm talking to, or he may friend zone himself because he's so one level, one surface. All he talks about is sports and the best rap song out there.
You ain't
That's
never
not all
wanted no
about me.
thug. You ain't never wanted the tough guy. You ain't never wanted the
No,
bad boy. Not one.
no, I I've never liked. I have never.
Jesus.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I never really. That never
Nah,
was my thing. Sorry. No.
nah. See,
Same.
this
Shut
is
up,
what
Casey.
my man. Hold on. So this is what my man was talking about in the video.
Same.
See, this is
Y'all
no,
know
but
this
see,
is
hold on.
recorded. Y'all know this
This
recorded.
is
Y'all know y'all friends will watch this like, oh, that girl, she lying. She was trying to talk to
this is
Tyrone the other day.
this is
I
what my
mean,
man was
I
talking
have
about
friends
in the
on dudes
video.
before, but I mean, I have friends on dudes before, but it's
you.
not because they weren't. It's not because they weren't like. But for real, it does boil down to what Nina said. Like, okay, yes, obviously, I'm not saying looks aren't a factor. They are. I'm not going to say that they aren't.
Now it's coming out.
But it might not necessarily be like, it might be something about the way he carry himself. It might not be that he just, don't look a certain particular way. It might be something about the way he carry himself. If he don't carry himself right, like if he ain't, if I like dudes that, carry themselves well. They know how to take care of themselves. They know they upkeep, they not out here looking, I don't want to even bother with you if you don't even put that time or effort into yourself. I can't be bothered. So sometimes you might be cool, like you might be, a nice guy, but if you don't put that time and effort into yourself, that tells me what about you? So yeah, we can be cool, we can kiki, we can laugh and all of that, but nah, it ain't gonna ever be that because
But see what you just said though, you validate my man's point. See, this is the point that I think he was making in the video. So you just said he can be a nice guy, but if he doesn't present himself this way, if he don't carry himself this way, if we don't have, as Nina said, if we don't have chemistry. So this is what my man was talking about.
Break it down.
So y'all ladies will say, I want this nice guy. So when the dude say what you want, oh, I want you to be nice, I want you to be cordial, I want you to be this, and that. But when it comes down to it, y'all looking for chemistry, y'all looking for attractive, so the list is totally different. This is what the dude was talking about.
Thank you.
Okay, but I can't tell you everything you.
No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that to tell him. He's saying that they're two different lists. That's all. That's what my man was saying. One list is nice. The other list gets y'all horny, which is AKA chemistry.
Okay.
That's what my man was talking about.
Don't look away. Don't look aside and say, okay.
That's both.
It's both.
That's fine. That's fine. He said that. He said the man that basically the man that gets it got both.
But what he said was the issue that I didn't understand. This is the thing. I'm not disagreeing that a woman wants both. I never disagreed or said that I dispute that.
Me either.
I'm simply saying that the fact that you're telling me that because you've dealt with women and they told you that the emotional stuff, of course we lead with the emotional stuff. We're women. So of course we tell you the stuff that make us feel good. Oh, it makes me feel good when he's nice to me and when he pulls out my chair. Of course we're going to tell you the emotional stuff. We're emotional. We want to make sure you got that first and foremost. Because if you don't know how to,
I told you it was coming. You
know what I'm saying? Like, then you'll be that guy that's the cool guy. You'll be okay. Let's say the thug. But after a while, especially as the woman kind of learns herself more and grows, that thug ain't gonna be appealing if that's all he got is thug. So we do lead with emotion, how you make us feel emotionally, because we're emotional creatures. That doesn't mean that as a man, you should not know, as a man, I should not. Getting with you and helping you is different. Getting with you and pouring into you and building with you is different. But telling you how to be as a man, no.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, no doubt. Go ahead, Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say I agree with 100%, because this goes back to again what I said about authenticity. That's why, you know, as men, we have to come with our whole selves, because it's not up to women to try to define us, because we've always said for years that we don't want a woman to define us.
Go ahead, Joe.
And I think that's why, you know, and I see what Chloe is saying, because it was frustration. I've seen it in my own family, frustration from women that say, well, I got to tell him what to do. He should know what to do. And in that sense, I understand what they're saying, because if you're coming as your whole self, whatever that is to that man, that's going to be much more appealing than you trying to come in with some caricature of who you think you are or who you're trying to be. And it breaks down the confusion, in my opinion. I have friends of mine who've been married for years, and I've wondered, and I always wondered to myself, so what is it about him that, even though I think they're cool people, I was like, what is it about him that she liked? And then years later, I realized, yeah, he's who he is. This is who he is. He ain't trying to be like anybody else. He ain't trying to be like something he's seen on TV or something he sees in a magazine or whatever. That is who he is as an individual, and that's why they've been together, because that's what appealed to her, and that's why they've been together for so long. Because of that, I think we make it. I think, especially with social media, I think sometimes we make it complicated, because I saw something last night about how people are trying to. I mean, Romany Malco is an actor, has his own YouTube channel. He talked about these things about comparing yourself to other people, and he had a great line. I forgot what the line was, but he's talking about the fact that we can't be comparing ourselves to other people, trying to be what other people. Just because someone is getting this success or whatever does not mean that's meant for you. That's his life journey. That's who he is. That's who that person is. The same can go to relationships. The same can go to, I think Chloe mentioned jobs, working a particular job. Sometimes you wonder, what is it about this guy at work that's getting all the promotions, getting all this attention, and how come I'm not getting the promotion? I'm working hard and so forth. Well, maybe he brings something to the table that you don't have. Maybe you bring something to the table that who you are. So therefore, don't try to imitate what he's doing. Just try to see from his perspective, from the boss's perspective, what it is that appeals to that boss at that time, what they need at that moment. At that time, and that's why he gets the promotion, or he or she. I put it that way. He or she gets the promotions and so forth. So that's what I'm thinking. Like I said, the video confused me a lot, because I didn't know where he was basically coming from. But I think that at the end of the day, I think that's what women are, or men in general, everyone in general wants someone in their life that is authentic, who they are. Period. And if it's not what you want, okay, all right, fine. You know, apples, oranges. It is what it is. But that's what people are looking for right now. They're just tired of everyone's just tired of people trying to perpetrate. That used to be a term we used to use back in the day.
Yeah.
I'll do it like this. I know you're in the acting business, right? As well as myself. In the industry. They already have Will Smith. So you don't need to come here to emulate Will Smith. They already have that.
Try telling that to the agents out there. They say, well, back in the day, like, we need someone that's Will Smith type or Will Smith like or whatever. It was just
but now
he was a hot
they're looking for the next you. And people don't know how to come in auditions and being their authentic self and making choices based off their authentic self of what the character is and embodying that. And usually those are the ones that get casted because they're in their own element or embodied of themselves, instead of me trying to pretend that I am Chloe or I'm trying to be Kwesi or my mother or whatever else. So it's about how you find someone who accepts you for you and your authentic self instead of somebody fake, because you can only pretend for so long.
Right.
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you right now, that lesson was something that's one of the reasons why becoming an actor has helped me a lot in my own life in general, because it has taught me that it's much more important to be what you just said than it is trying to be like somebody else and so forth. That was the one key thing I love about acting, period, because of that lesson I learned. So absolutely, I agree 100%.
All right, so we're gonna mix this up real quick. We're gonna come way out of left field. So I said we got an open show tonight, so we're just talking about multiple things. Another thing I want to touch on is a hot topic right now. So I'm sure everybody knows we got COVID going on. We got vaccines coming out left and right. We got Pfizer vaccines going live. We got Moderna vaccines going live or trialing in foreign countries and all type of stuff. So we got a lot of stuff going on. So I want to throw another video real quick, and I want to get into this. What was that, Los?
I said, let it roll. Let the video roll, brother.
All right, yeah, I want to get into this just for a little bit. We got to get into this for a little bit because I'm sure people want to talk about this. So let's see if I can get this to work this time.
Join us. The link is in the bio. You can join us. We want to hear what you got to say. We want you guys' opinion. You guys are important. Come have some fun with us.
I'm trying to figure out why does that keep doing that? I don't know.
New York, I'm Chris Hayes. We want them infected. Those are the words of a top Trump appointee directing the federal government to pursue an intentional strategy from the top down to get as many Americans as sick as possible in an attempt at so-called herd immunity. It's a strategy we have seen unfold before our eyes. We've talked about it here on the show. It's been apparent to all of us reporting on this and watching. We now have the smoking gun evidence, emails obtained by Politico, in which the very people at the center of this say what exactly they were doing, that they wanted people to get the virus. And this is the result. That's the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. last night. Its bell tolling 300 times, one ring of the bell for every 1,000 Americans, as we pass the 300,000 death toll. According to the COVID tracking project, we lost another 3,400 Americans that have died since roughly when those bells rang just last night, and that is a new daily record. We've never seen it before. No country has. 3,400 Americans lost to the virus in just the last 24 hours. And it did not have to be this bad. We have the world's worst aggregate death toll by far, and not because of our size. There are bigger countries like China and India, of course. No, the U.S. accounts for around 4% of the world's population, but we have nearly 19% of the world's COVID deaths.
It's the holidays. All right, they about to start the ads on me. Let me kill that. All right, so this is some information that surfaced about there essentially being an agenda behind COVID. You know, I know there's been all types of speculations out here. You know, of course, I'm sure you guys are seeing a lot of the same stuff I see on social media, and you know, just conversations amongst people, not just purely social media, right? You know, and then tie that into, you know, the vaccines recently being rushed through the FDA for approval. You know, literally vaccines coming out in a couple months. Like I said, when you look at a lot of the other diseases and ailments that you know affect the country and the world, I don't think we've ever seen anything come out this fast. So even with that point, you know, a lot of folks, you know, they're a little skeptical to even bother with it because just the sheer speed and the way it was just kind of pushed through the FDA. So yeah, I want to get y'all thoughts on this whole COVID situation and these vaccines and you know, how do you see this thing playing out? Like I said, anybody, you know, kick it off whenever you're ready.
You know what? I was on the phone with my mom 2 nights ago. Excuse me, 2 nights ago, because she's getting up there in age, and I wanted to know if she was going to get the vaccine. And she used to work for the health department back in my hometown years ago, and she became a health teacher, his PE teacher afterwards. Her thought is that right now, let everybody else that needs to get it, let them go get it. Then I'll get it when I feel comfortable to get it. Right now, she doesn't mind social distancing. She don't have nobody come to her house and whatever. She cleans the house down. She wears a mask when she goes out. She's fine with it. She's not in a rush to get this done. And I use the word rush because I feel like this thing has been rushed, in my opinion. I think it's just been all about, and I said this before, and I even said this on my wine night that I do on Friday nights, and I'll say it again. I just think when people make it about the economy, beware, because at the end of the day, ain't nobody trying to rush back to, most people, at least that I know, are not trying to get back into a restaurant or trying to get back into all these things they missed. Hell, I canceled my gym membership. I just work out here at home. I'm not in a rush to get amongst people, except for the people I work with at my job or the people I work with on set. For example, I was supposed to be working tomorrow. Guess what? Got canceled because someone in the production got COVID. So now I gotta wait till January this year. Yep. So that came down on Tuesday for me. I was looking forward to working, but someone, and then yesterday you had this thing with Tom Cruise, the whole thing that went around about how mad he got on set. Well, he has a right to be angry because, you have to follow protocols. And if you're not following protocols, keeping yourself and other people safe, yeah, I would have cut some folks out, especially when he's the one spearheading Mission Impossible. He's the main guy. So, of course, he's upset about it. So I have no problem with what he said. But back to your original point. Look, I'm like this. I'll wait till it gets hot outside before I take my shot. And when it gets, and that way I know that it'll be warm outside, and then I don't have to worry about being freezing and I catch a cold or something like that. Because I had the flu shot. I got the flu shot years ago and ended up getting the flu. And at that point, I was like, no, I'm not taking that crap no more. And I was like, then when they bring this out, and then Moderna has this, and I heard you get it's just too much too quickly, and it seems economy driven, and anything that has to do with the money always leads to trouble. Anyone that has worked a job in their life will tell you that when it becomes about the money, watch out. That's when you know you have to be cautious with these choices. Look, the frontline workers need to have the vaccine because they're dealing with people every day coming into the hospitals and so forth. Let them take it. And there's a lot of people that are out there in the streets talking about, I don't like wearing a mask no more because there's an infringement. All right, you know what? You go first. You go first. You get the vaccine and you do it. But you know what I've noticed? Those very people screaming that, I am not seeing them clamming to the doors. I have not seen them lined up. I don't see them protesting about, why can't I get my shot first? How come I can't? We've been out here wearing this mask for a long time. How come we can't be first? And I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for that chatter. I haven't seen it yet. But they're the ones protesting about wearing a mask and how it's infringing on their rights. I haven't seen them chatting about them getting the vaccine first.
Okay. I feel that. Go ahead, Chloe.
Because pushing a vaccine on someone is just another way to infringe on their rights too. Like, I understand the people who are saying they shouldn't be forced to wear the mask if they don't want to. I understand that argument. That doesn't mean I won't wear one. I just understand that argument. I understand it. Like, if everybody around me who's concerned is wearing a mask and I'm not as concerned, and you can, whatever reason I'm not concerned for, you don't have to agree with the reason why I'm not concerned. If I'm not concerned for my own health and safety, you are wearing a mask, you have the mask on, then why, if I'm social distance from you and not all up in your face and coughing and hacking and doing all of these disrespectful things to you, why can't I just be in a place where you're in the same place? And because I don't want to wear it for whatever reason, I don't want to wear it. Why do I have to be forced? It's the same thing as the vaccine conversation. The fact that they want to mandate vaccinations. Like, it is an infringement on your rights because I should have a choice not to put something in my body if I don't want to put it in my body. Now, we tell women that they have the right to abortion. We tell them it's their body, it's their choice. But when it comes to a vaccine, I'd have to be bullied into feeling like I have to take it. It's not my body, my choice when it's a vaccine. It's not my body, my choice when it's a mask.
Facts.
Then everybody else gets a say so in what I put in my body or what I do or what I wear on my face, or everybody gets an opinion. But, you know, I mean, abortion is okay. This is okay. That's okay. It's crazy to me what we allow to be dictated to us as a nation. So I do understand the argument of, you know, why should I have to do it? It doesn't mean that I'm saying masks aren't a thing. I understand that from my now understanding is masks decrease the probability. They don't completely remove the possibility of you getting sick. They decrease it. So I totally get if people wanting to wear the mask. Like I'm of the mind of if you want to wear your mask, wear your mask. I just don't agree with people being bullied or, you know, kicked out of places, or because some people have religious reasons why they don't want to wear that mask, and you don't have to agree with it. That's what they feel. Same reason why people have religious reasons and other reasons why they don't want to take vaccines. I happen to be one of those people. Like, if you know the ingredients that are in those vaccinations, every single one of them, from the flu to the MMR that they want to give our kids that's poisoning them and giving them autism, to everything else. If you knew what was in those, the mercury and all of the things that we are not supposed to be putting in our bodies, we know we're not supposed to be putting this in our bodies. But these are the things that are in these vaccines, and they tell you they're safe. Meanwhile, there hasn't been one trial that hasn't had issues, not one, but they still pushed it through. And now in Australia, they've halted trials because several of the people who have been a part of the trial now have, how do they say it? They have HIV antibodies. And it's like, whoa, what's happening? You know, I mean, this has to be considered. And then the whole the thing I posted the other day about the people who are getting the shot because it was available first in the UK, having allergic reactions to it. And I'm just, there's so many reasons why this is not okay. But we're not only looking at them distributing this vaccine despite some of the concerns, real concerns, valid concerns, but there is highly probable that they're going to make it mandatory. Highly probable. And I think the fact that they're rushing to, who did they say they wanted to get it first? Oh, that's right. Old people and Black people. We need to get it first. Y'all need to line up. All the Black people line up and get the vaccine. All the old people line up and get the vaccine. And I'm just listening. You can feel how you want to feel about it, but, you know, Black people who are saying, hey, remember Tuskegee? Anybody remember that? Mm-hmm. I'm not about to line up first for no vaccine. Are you crazy? I mean, it's just...
And I'm for transparency. I want to know exactly what's in it. And I that's my thing. I want what's in it than just, you know, that it's going to stop, you know, because when I keep hearing over and over again that, well, you'll still get COVID-19, but it won't affect you, but you can pass it to someone else. To me, that's not a vaccine. I don't know what that is. That's not a vaccine. Because a vaccine should mean that you shouldn't get it, period. in my view, that's just, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, from what I was reading about it, they're basically saying that people who actually got the vaccine, there's less likely chance for them having severe COVID complications or whatnot. Now, I will be the one person who will say I will take it. However, I'm not taking the first round. Just like with a new phone, a new whatever, you never buy the first round because there's always issues with it. I'm waiting till the new system update come down, see what happens, and then maybe I'll be more comfortable taking it. I'm just saying. That's just me. And like Chloe said, most Black people I know will tell you Tuskegee, Henrietta Locke. You know, a lot of Black people have issues with the medical facilities because of the fact of how medicine have treated black people and Black women in general for a lot of things from back in slavery and everything else. So we have an automatic theory like, you know, and I do agree. I feel like what's going to happen is it's going to be mandatory, I think, really for travel, because of how America especially has handled the virus. I feel like in order for us to go to other countries, they're like, yo, we need to see that vaccine passport. You know, for me, I know we all have been in touch with somebody passing from the virus, had the virus. I have people I knew who were on ventilators. I know people who are long haulers. You know, for me, seeing the thing when he says they're going to do the herd immunity, you know, I get pissed looking at that. Honestly, I get angry because I know the pain of seeing. You know, I have friends who had parents die. I have friends who had aunts and uncles die. I had, you know, lost teachers, people from church, and everything else. So for me, I see that, I do get mad. I get mad. I will say that. So.
Yeah, but somebody want to go? I didn't know if somebody want to. Go ahead, Shirley.
I hate I missed the first video, but anyway, so they are. I'm not taking the vaccine. I don't have the first, second, third, or fourth round, because one, they're not going to tell you what they're giving you, and if they tell you what they're giving you, how do you know that's what they're really giving you? You don't know. The other thing is, it's unfortunate that we're fighting an enemy that we don't know, because people are suffering. Those who have survived COVID, or whatever they want to classify it as, have some of the side effects and the after effects or whatever. But I read something today where Veterans Affairs, VA, which if any of the civilian hospital fails, the VA hospitals are supposed to be actually next in line. They have been given multiple doses, and their target is veterans in the VA facilities that need care. And then they're going to start targeting also people of color who are veterans. They've got some things lined up in place. And my concern is the fact that why is it that we as a people, and I get it, our immune system, slavery, blah, 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 but why is it that we as a people believe the hype of what someone else tells us about us? And then we wind up taking stuff. I mean, I'm supposed to take certain meds even now. And then when I read the side effects, I'm like, I'm sorry. You can say that the side effects outweigh what I'm dealing with, but then I can also go find something natural and or cut back. I can make drastic changes in my health. Just by losing some weight will change me from having to be on blood pressure pills, or someone that has diabetes or whatever. We can actually do some things if we're disciplined. So anybody here want a round? You can have mine, because I'm not taking it. Within my power, I'm not. I don't take the flu shot. And there was times even in the beginning when and this is the truth, if I could lie and not get out of it, if I had somebody that wouldn't give me the shot, I did not take it, because you don't know what it is that they are giving you. And I have a scar on my arm over here, pretty big scar from taking. You see it? That's from a vaccine when I was a little girl, you know. And I'm like, what is this? So we don't know what they're putting into our systems. I think it's very critical, very important for everyone now to really discover and learn your body. And then the final thing I'm going to say is, no one knows truthfully what anyone dies from, except if you are a medical examiner and you have the opportunity to examine and do the autopsy and know what's going on. Otherwise, we all believe whatever someone else says that is. Now, I'm not saying COVID-19 don't exist, because there are people that I know that lost lives and people who have effects, the headaches or whatever. But the question becomes, really, is it COVID-19 or is it something else? And that we don't know. So the final thing, back to the movie where he said that he was setting up Americans, there is, for me, and I am a believer, I'm a Christian, I believe in God. America, to me, America is really, has positioned ourselves to suffer from some things because we're very uppity, we're very selfish. We complain about a mask, but there are other countries who have been wearing masks way before a mask ever came. And we're
Facts.
we want it our way.
Facts.
So, in addition, but as African Americans, as Black, as people of color, until we really do research, study, and understand who we are, truthfully, we cannot, and most of us do not speak up because the majority is being led, and I'm not talking about white men either, because they're not a majority. But the majority of the masses are being led by the minority of the people in this country. So 3%ers are running the 97%ers, and we got to ask what's really wrong with that picture.
Yep.
I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah.
Word up. Yep.
Because I'm the system. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. You like the privileges I give you. You like the comfort that I offer you. So you're gonna do what I say. And if you don't do what I say, you won't have the same access to the things that you enjoy. So it's your enjoyment. Are you willing to sacrifice your comfortability or take the shot?
I ain't
I
taking
already
the
know
shot.
you're gonna do it. I already know you're gonna do it. You know I know you're gonna do it because you wear the mask like I tell you to wear the mask. You do what I say already. You've already been doing what I say. And you're gonna continue doing it because you don't know what you're talking about.
Right. You're right there.
Second of all, when has America ever been concerned about Black people?
Never, ever.
Never.
Well, that's not true. That's not true. America was concerned about Black people during slavery because of the resources that we bought. Now, they've never been concerned about us.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when have I ever cared about you? So I'm going to come up with a vaccine, right? And I'm going to put you first in line because I care about you.
And
I love you, Black people, so much. I'm going to put you first in line. Come on and get this platinum package program because I put the word platinum in it. Come on and get these shots because guess what? We want you to be healthy. We don't want our Black American community to die. So we're going to put you at the first of the list. We're not going to talk about money because usually everything's done by money because America is usually a capitalist nation.
Oh, very much.
So we're not going to do it by money. We're going to do it by classism, or we're going to do it by race, right? And the race that we choose to put first that has never been first will be the race we love the most, our Blacks. So come on down and get your favorite shot from your local store or hospital because we care about you so much. Now, don't mind the history about us giving you shots, how we poisoned you, how we killed you, how we bombed you, how we raped you, how we haven't given you a fair judicial system, how you have liberty, freedom, and justice for all. We care about you. Guess what? Your life matters. Black life matters. All life matters. And that's why we want you up first. Come get these shots for $9.99. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
Why would we be first? When have we ever been cared about? When has it ever been about us? So I could say this, in the military, I know that we were forced to get shots. I will agree with my mother in a certain stance and I will agree with Joe about the flu shot. I never really had the flu like that before I went into the military. But when they started injecting a shot in me, I started getting sick. So I stopped taking the flu shot. Guess what? I haven't had the flu since.
Yeah.
But guess what? At the same time, there's a responsibility that falls on us as people. We have to be careful with what we eat. We have to be careful with our diet, our immune system, how we work out, if we're drinking water, if we are doing organic things and everything else. But if we're not going to live this organic lifestyle because we don't have the seasoning or the adobo sazon to make things taste better, then you got to understand it is what it is. My last question, statistics. Who are the one taking the statistics saying what the rate is? And if you don't have, how can you have stats, right? Which you tell America that you have stats and you have numbers about how many people are dying, but then you come back and say, well, we have tests that are true and tests that are false. And sometimes the true tests are false tests and sometimes the false tests are the true tests. But here's the stats. Well, how do you come up with stats if you don't know what's right or wrong? How do you come up with these numbers? Embellishment about things dying. So now every person that's dying and every death is because of COVID. Every death. I'm not saying COVID isn't real because I've lost friends. I've had friends who had it. I have friends who suffered. God, thank you for not allowing me to have to go through that process. So I'm not disrespecting anyone. COVID is real. I do believe that. But the embellishment of what we are dying at and the rate that we are dying at, how do you know that Black people are dying more at a faster rate?
Yeah.
When you don't know if all Black people hasn't even been tested. How do you know?
We
You have
have
so many homeless people still out there that's living, that's okay, that's all right, you know what I mean? Who are doing these numbers? And last time I took statistics in class, they can be manipulated depending on the person who takes the stats or the ratio. So if I'm not in charge of the media and the media has never been there for me anyway, you know what I mean? Then here's the media game. Let's do the media game. When was the last time you heard about Black Lives Matter?
Oh, you haven't.
Where did that go? But you hear about COVID.
COVID replaced Black Lives Matter.
You hear about the new wave. COVID is the new wave. So you hear about the new wave, but Black Lives Matter has turned into COVID matters for Black people. Really? Wait. So we wanted to stop getting shot in the streets, but now you want us to die in the hospital? I just don't understand. I mean, I'm not the brightest person. I could be totally wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. So you ain't got to believe a word that's coming out my mouth. This is just my opinion. But how can you give us real numbers, real stats, and you can even get the real numbers and the real stats for the election right the first time? I don't understand. How do you come up with a cure so fast for COVID? I don't understand. And then you have all these other people running around who tell people, well, you know what? Black people are dying faster than all other races. Black people and Latinos. Really?
Yeah.
So you don't know about the virus, but you do know that the virus is killing Black and Latinos faster than any other race.
Yeah.
It's not killing white people like that? Why isn't it killing white people like that? Now, I understand there's different DNAs. I understand that there's different makeup for the person. I understand that there's different structures. Some people have melanin, some people don't. Some people get sunburn, some people don't. I understand that as well. But if we were the original and everyone was born from us, which we were, a scientific fact, why would it affect us more than it would affect anyone else? I just have questions.
Well, because that's not true.
Exactly. Just like when you go in church, every angel ain't white. How were we the original people, but every angel is white? I don't understand this. This is just questions that I have. I might not be smart. I got Black Jesus on my cap. You know what I'm saying? But here's my thing. Usually there's a lot of things that are culturally appropriated where you get brainwashed and conditioned, and when you watch movies, you always have the white savior in the film. And the white savior always rescuing the Black person, always making the Black person's life better. But we don't have a lot of shows where we rescue each other. You never have a lot of shows where you see Black people in Black people roles, but you have a lot of shows where you see white people playing Black people roles. You don't believe me? What was the movie? Was it Ephesians? Or what? No, it wasn't Ephesians. Genesis? What was it? The movie about the Bible or whatever else? And they switched it and they had the white characters with the waves and everything else, and white people were playing. All I'm saying is this, and I could be wrong, America, and I hope you prove me wrong. But when have you ever cared about me like that to put me first at the line? So I can get a shot, but I can't get no laws changed to say stop killing me? I can get a COVID vaccine, but I can't get no laws changed to benefit me. I can't get 30 acres in a mule. I can't get reparations, but I could be first in line to get COVID because you care about me so much.
Well, I could tell you why they care about us as Black folk, as our spending power.
Oh, of course.
We have nothing that's in our community. That's the only reason why. If you kill us all, then who's going to buy? Who's next on the line?
Of course, it's always been about buying power. Has always
it's been what it is.
But in that point of the buying power, right? Even with the expense of buying power, I know a lot of rich people, right? Why are the rich people not first in line? Because usually that's how it works with everything else. So why would you go into the poor and go into the hood to test out this thing right here? Why would you?
Because this ain't about that. Because it's not about that. Like they don't. Yes, we are the largest consumers. We're consumers by nature, right? But they don't care about us to that extent. Like I need people to understand, first of all, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna preach for real. We have to understand the times that we are living in. We have to understand the times that we are living in. Okay, these are the last days of this world as we know it to be. Right? It's not going to look the way it's looked before. And I think people need to understand that. Like this whole idea of going back to normal is not going to happen. I need somebody to pick up their Bible and read Revelations. Read something other than Boss.com. Like pick up your Bible and read Revelation so you can know where you are. We're not going back to no normal. All of this stuff is a part of the plan. And Black people, the reason why they care about you now It's because they, unlike you, know who you are.
Right.
They know who you are. They know who you are. I need people to stop, accepting the identities that have been given to us and forced on us. They know who you are. They know you the people of the Bible. They know you the people. They know you those people. They know that. So you need to understand that this ain't got nothing to do with your spending power. They don't care about your trillions at this point because they're about to completely change the monetary system anyway.
Yeah, that is going to happen.
Completely change that. So they don't care about your trillions because the dollar is about to be worth zero.
Mm-hmm.
They're about to completely revamp our money system. So I need you to understand this ain't a money play in that way. This is about soul. Y'all need to understand what's really going on. And Black people, they are going to try this on you first because they know this thing has long-term effects. They know what it's set to do. They know that the mRNA vaccine, that's what type of vaccine it is, an mRNA vaccine instead of a DNA vaccine. They know that, and they know that this vaccine, there's never been a vaccine that has been manufactured in this way, which means they are putting a new type of vaccine in your body. One that they do not, they don't use this particular technology typically for vaccines. This is a test. This whole thing, they know what they wanted to do, but they don't know how it's going to affect each individual person individually. So yeah, why not test it on the old people? They're gonna die anyway. Why not test it on the Black people? We need to get rid of them, depopulate them anyway. There's too many of them anyway. And I need people to understand, like, you have to understand what this is. I'm not. This ain't about race for me, like as in a racist way, because I know that race was a whole ideology that was given to us. Anyway, we not Black, we not brown, they not white. It's all of this. They created this whole construct anyway. So this ain't about me having a problem with any other ethnicity. I'm just simply telling you for a fact. They do not care about your spending power in this instance. That's not why they want to vaccinate you first. They have a specific reason for why they want to vaccinate you first. They know exactly what this vaccine is capable of doing. They just don't know how it's going to affect each individual specifically. So why not test it out in the marginalized group first? Let's just test it there first.
Well, I think
we need to have our eyes open and have a real understanding about this, because what's going to happen first is they're going to give this stuff to you. And they already said they need, I think what they say, a minimum of 100 million people across the U.S. to get this vaccine for it to even matter. So,
yeah, they said 60% of the population has to have it. I think it was when I looked at it.
So
40% would be less.
This is what I see happen, though. This is what I see happening. So there's already enough people saying I'm not getting the first wave anyway, right? So even if they wait to the second or third wave, that's going to be a considerable amount of time, because they still have to have enough to continue to vaccinate people.
Hey,
it's going to get to the point where they're going to start pitting people against each other. People
if you
who
can't
don't
go grocery shopping, what you gonna do?
You don't want to get it, and I have it, and you're the person that's standing in the way of me going back to normal. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem, because there's going to be people that are going to want to hold out, because for the very reason that they don't want to put that poison in their body. And it's going to be a problem. I think people need to understand what they're doing with this vaccine. The same thing they do with the mask. People are criminalized when they don't want to wear a mask. And this is not an argument about if you should wear it or not. I'm just simply saying people are criminalized. They're going to do the same thing with the vaccine. Eventually, those people that are saying I'm not going to get it on the first round are going to get it on the second or get it on the third. And then you're still going to have the group of people who are saying, I'm never going to get it. I'm not going to get it. I don't want it. And those people are going to end up becoming public enemy number one. We need to understand what's the same thing they're doing with the mask. We need to understand what's really going on here and not be sheeple and really do our research. There is information out there about that vaccine. There's absolutely information out there about that vaccine. The problem is people think everything is conspiracy theory, so they don't want to hear it.
You know how you pull one over on a person? You put so much information out there where you don't know what's true and what's not true.
Right.
You overflood the information, so you don't know how to separate it. There's so much information, and people don't know what to believe. I do believe that the middle class is being wiped out. I do believe that they're creating the have versus the have-nots. How many businesses survived this first wave of COVID? How many people have had to downsize their living expenses or their homes or their lifestyle because they don't have jobs or they're not working because things have been shut down? Joe, if you don't go to set with a COVID test, guess what? You ain't going to set. You have to be tested in order to work. Right or wrong, Joe? And not only that, I'm going to.
That's right. That's very right. I mean, and I understand that, and I have to say this too. When I say this stuff about wearing a mask and all this stuff, I'm also concerned about people's safety as well, because I know people who have died from COVID. So I mean, so for me, it's about public safety. I mean, because look, this virus does not give a damn about our conversation. To be honest, it does.
Facts.
So let's just be honest about that from the get-go. This virus is here, and it probably ain't gonna go away anytime soon.
Right.
Okay. So it's here. So let's do what we can to protect ourselves and protect others as well, which is why I do wear a mask at all times. Even my job, where every time you turn around, there's a hand sanitizer right next to you. So everything at our job is protected, because let's face it, a lot of us have pre-existing conditions in which this virus can attack and screw everything up in your body. So I'm all about public safety there. If you don't want to wear a mask, that's fine. But at the same time, I also know that people have a right to run their businesses the way they want to run their businesses. If they don't want people in that don't have the mask on, then that's their right, because that's all. There is their business. There are people in their business that do want to follow the science, whatever that may be, whether it be from Dr. Fauci or from whatever else. They want to follow the science. I'm just saying that for me, when it comes to this vaccine, there's a total different matter for me. I'm all for keeping safe and so forth. Like I said, when something comes out too fast for me, I get worried. Maybe it's a scientist in me, because I was a computer science major at one time. I don't like things coming out too fast, and let it be driven because we need to go back outside. We need to get back to our normal. We're not gonna have a look. We're still taking off our shoes at the airport. Okay.
Right.
So to me, that should have been stopped a long time ago, but it hasn't. So, like I said, show me what's in the vaccine, then let me, so I can make an informed decision. Whether it's the true ingredients or not, just show me what's in it, and let me see what happens with the other people who are out there taking this, and let me see what happens to them, and then I can make an informed decision on that.
No, I'm not gonna tell you the truth. I ain't told you the truth since you've been born. I'm not gonna tell you nothing, and you gonna do what I say. You know why? Because this is America, and I'm gonna keep doing how we've been doing it. Why would I tell you the truth? You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it if I told you the truth. Do you think they tell us the truth before we go to war? Anytime we go to war, they have to have a mass killing that happens in America for us to become emotional, to give them permission to go to war.
Right.
Well, that's why I never joined the military.
But what I'm saying is, but here's the thing, though. We give them permission to go to Iraq. We give them permission to go to Afghanistan, because we're so upset about what happened on American soil, and we never want that to happen here again, because we're emotional creatures, and we move things off emotion. So you're going to do what I say, period. You're wearing a mask now. You're doing what I'm telling you right now. I'm not going to tell you nothing. Have I told you anything right now? And you wearing a mask? I ain't told you what's in the vaccine, and you still doing what I say right now. You know why? Because I said so. I'm America. You don't like it? Leave.
We can't leave. Nobody wants us. Okay, I'm done.
Well, that's the point. I mean, the point of it is,
we can't leave.
One thing I do understand this, though. When international travel, when you go to different places because of different things that you're exposed to, you have to take different vaccines for different places. I do understand as far as international travel. My question, too, because I was speaking to my teacher, and my question was, past international travel, do you think they will stop shutting down, like natural resources, grocery stores, going to get food, going to get water, the milk, basic necessities that you need? Will they stop us from that type of lifestyle if we don't take this vaccine?
Yep.
How do you
will.
get to how do you get to your 100 million people that you need? How do you get to the 60%? Because
Yep.
if we all say no, you ain't getting to the 60.
Yep.
Okay,
Right.
I got one for you. You can't go grocery shopping because we don't want to allow you in the store to get the groceries that you need to feed your children or whatever else. Because guess what? You're going to infect everyone else.
Yep.
We see movies like this all the time. This ain't nothing new. Go watch a movie. It's right there in front of your face. Movies are just a reflection of what really happens. So guess what? If I want to control you, Joe, I can control you. Oh, you don't believe me? Shut down his account. Shut down his food resource. Shut down his water. Shut down where he go to work. You can't pay your bills. You can't get no food. Guess what you gonna do? What the hell I say?
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying that's what the system is saying. I'm just saying if I'm the system, that's what I'm saying. That's what I would be doing.
I'm asking. Let me ask you this then. What's the solution?
Whew, man, we better start learning, brother. We better start getting in some books. We better start learning how to do some organic things. We better start learning how to grow our own food. We better start learning
your
our
own
food.
food.
We got to grow up. We've been spoiled for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spoiled. Joe, you know, I went to Spain, right? I went to like a 4-star hotel in Spain, 4 or 5-star. And then when I was looking in the shower or whatever else, the sinkhole for the shower was right by the toilet. And I was like, man, what the hell? And I'm complaining, right? And I started thinking, and I started looking around, and I started looking at all these different things that people didn't have. And I was like, oh my God, I'm bugging.
Mm-hmm.
Do we not see how spoiled we are as Americans? I see why people don't like us.
Mm-hmm.
I see why people say what they say, because we've become so comfortable with luxury, so comfortable with everything that we forgot what struggle really is.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying anyone has been slaves, but I'm just saying comparing from where we live to someone in Haiti, from where we live to a third world country, from where we got water in our refrigerator where somebody has to walk 3 miles to go get water. It's a difference. We spoil and we got comfort in it. And guess what? That is our weakness.
Right.
Because we like our comfort. So how many people are really willing to sacrifice their comfort to stand up for what's right?
Not many.
Very, very few.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that too is like, you know, very few. I think when people do travel outside of their norm, outside of their, even when you travel internationally, outside of the tourist areas, you see the real, and then it humbles you a lot.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times people, when we're all about the good for turn up. I love a good turn up. I'll tell you that all day. However, it's important to go out and see to see those, because it humbles you and makes you say, okay, I am so blessed to have running water, to go to a bathroom in my house. I am blessed to have a clean kitchen, have a refrigerator in my house, to have cable. I mean, just in some of the small things, it humbles you compared to other countries. And I 100% agree. People in another world, they can't stand Americans because we are some of the most
ungrateful.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Ungrateful, conceited. I can't think aggressive, annoying, because we think that we rule the world, and unfortunately, we don't. You know, and some of that is because of how Americans are out of how this country was brought to be, where we're so individual. We won't think about each other. They think about my rights. But what about this person? What about your neighbor next door?
Yep. Oh, here's a perfect example, Joe. I'm pretty sure, because you seem like an amazing person from what I've known you from. You've probably went to a food drive. You've probably given food to the homeless. You've probably given clothes to the homeless, right? How do you feel after you've done one of those different type of events?
Well, I tell you this, I'll even go further back than that. I'll go back to how my grandmother and my mom used to live when they grew up in a rural part of Virginia, where they had to use an outhouse when they were growing up, and so forth. So I understand. So I understand about. I mean, I don't have to go to another country to see what my grandparents, my mother had to go through, and my dad had to go through growing up here in the United States. There was a time that there was a situation that happened. Moved away from Virginia, where they finally gave plumbing to this area of Virginia Beach, where it's mostly Black folks, because they were living, they didn't have plumbing, which I found very interesting in 1991. That these people did not have indoor plumbing in their neighborhood, and they finally passed a resolution to give them indoor plumbing, which was absolutely absurd. you know, to me, that they didn't have that in the Black neighborhood. And this woman was on the news saying, I'm so happy now I can wash my dishes inside the house and I don't have to go outside to use the bathroom and all that. And I said to myself, this is 1991. What the hell? You know?
Right.
And so so from that perspective, I understand perfectly what you're talking about.
Right.
And listen, when I give, I mean, every year this organization part of, and I don't know what happened this year. I guess they were worried about COVID, but we're fine now. We used to give socks to the homeless every year. We buy socks and give to the homeless every year because they do need socks.
Right.
And I feel great after that. I feel like I've done something to contribute. Because I've been lucky enough, you know, educated enough to not only make a living for myself, make a living. But at the same time, I understand that there are people out there that have less than I do, and so forth. Now, there are some people that have less because they're trifling. Okay, I'm not going to go for that.
Oh, very true.
Okay. Okay. However, there are people out there that have a need, and I know it's like to go to for a couple of years, go to a food pantry and fill out a thing so I can get food because I didn't want to. And so forth. I wanted to get my own food and so forth, and because I didn't have money coming in, so I understand it from that perspective.
Yeah,
you know.
See, I mean, there's a beautiful price that comes with giving, right? And it's a lesson that comes from giving. You know what I mean? When you're not the beneficiary of getting all the time. Sometimes that's why they say Bible scripture wise, whatever, it's better to give than to receive. You know what I mean? Because there's something there's a different energy that comes with that. And an energy of thankfulness and gratefulness because it makes you realize that someone else, what you're complaining about ain't nothing. It's nothing. And we go and live this life and we complain about and we're so ungrateful. We're so ungrateful that something simple. I have all 10 fingers. I have all 10 toes. I have both hands, both arms. There's something simple as that because someone in this world don't have that. And we take it for granted. I have food. I have water. We take it for granted. I have a roof over my head. We take it for granted. And so when we're able to do these things for other people, it reminds us of our thankfulness of how we should be because we don't have to have it. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying to tie this all around in a full circle, the government knows this. And if I strip you of all those different things, what you gonna do? Are you prepared? Are you ready? Because guess what? I've been studying you longer than you've been studying yourself. I know you better than you know you. I know what you're going to click on. And when you do click, that's how I'm able to send you the advertisements that you've been looking at. We've been following you. We've been stalking your cookies. You have your own little personal avatar every time you get on the internet. And we know all your favorite websites. Guess what, Joe? I know your spending habits. Hey, Joe, are you out of town right now? Because we got an alert on your bank account saying right now that you use the money in Indiana. When's the last time you've been to Indiana, Joe? What you doing there, bro? You sure that's you? Okay. Okay, we were just checking. We just wanted to make sure. You know what I mean? They've been watching for a long time. And all I'm saying is, as people, because you said what we can do, we got to start really preparing. Because things are really finna get real. No one expected COVID until COVID hit them. Mike Tyson said, you know what? Everybody think they can fight until they get hit in the face. We got hit in the face with COVID. And all of us wasn't prepared. And God rest anybody else's soul, because I'm not talking bad about them, but anyone who ever lost their loved one to COVID. I'm not speaking any ill will. I'm just saying in general, as a people, and especially as a culture, we have to become more prepared for what's to come. Because guess what? This is just the tip of the iceberg. We ain't even seen the glacier at. You talking about COVID? What? What happens with biological warfare? What happens when the race war comes? What happens when they bought up all the guns and ammos and you don't have one? What? You can't even get a gun. Gun laws are changing and things are hard. Things are blossoming. Things are coming into the future that's about to happen that we might not be prepared for.
Yeah.
But yeah, Los, but you bring up a good point. I mean, why do you not think, or why do we not think that COVID is not biological warfare?
It is.
Why do people feel like COVID just popped up out of nowhere? Like, I mean, let me keep it real. Like,
it's patent.
No, I understand, but that's my point, man. We got to understand, man, that we are in some serious stuff. You know what I'm saying? We've been walking around here with our heads down, just not paying attention to what's going on. I said, this stuff has been manifesting probably over the last 20, 30 years, but we just haven't been paying attention. Like I said, all these little things from COVID to China tariffs, to this vaccine, to Bitcoin, to grocery stores not accepting your physical cash. Like we got to pay attention to all the pieces that are coming together. That's really giving us the visual on how this thing is going to look going forward. So to all those people out there that's talking about, I'm ready to get back to normal, let that go. It ain't going to be no more normals. So let that go.
So let me ask a question.
You in the normal.
I was going to ask. I was going to ask. My battery died. So Chloe, I missed all you were saying, which was really good. But what is normal and who really defines normal for you? And then the question that I was thinking about also is how many of you or your audience owns Alexa, and Alexa runs your house and everything else?
Right.
Look,
not to mention the smart TVs as well as the smartphone.
We lazy and we like being lazy. We don't want to look up nothing. We don't want to get a dictionary. Hey Siri, can you tell me what this is? Hey Google, can you give me the answer? Because we lazy.
Bixby, who are you? You know.
But let me respond to that. Let me respond to that. I don't think there's really any such thing as normal. I think it's more comfortable.
Right.
I think that's really what it is. Listen, that's what we're seeing right now. So people are uncomfortable because they are having to do things that they're not used to doing, right? And I think that's what we're seeing. It's just people being uncomfortable. And at the end of the day, in order for you to get where you need to get, you got to get uncomfortable.
Normal. If I'm the system, normal is what I tell you it is. I said COVID's the new way. COVID's the new way. Guess what? Okay, we're going to make this hot and we're going to play it over and over again. You're going to like this song. We're going to keep playing it over and over again. We're going to change the money because I said so. We're going to shut this down because I said so. You're going to follow what I say.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
But this ain't nothing new though, Quay. This ain't nothing new.
It's not new at all. I just, like I said, for me, and like I said, I know this sounds cheesy because like I said, people keep saying it, and I see the comments, I see the posts. People got to wake the heck up. Like, let me just put it out there. People got to wake the heck up. Like I said, when we look at the FDA, right? So these are the folks who have co-signed on this vaccine. These are also the same folks who co-sign on all the garbage that's in your food. These are the same folks who co-sign on all of those prescriptions. Like, you ever watched a prescription commercial or advertisement? And it's like when you listen to a lot of the side effects, one of the first two ones are like death. And then it's like I don't know if y'all ever noticed, like the commercial, it just starts garbling, blah, 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 and it's running out all of these side effects and ingredients. You can't hear nothing they saying. And then it's like, this is supposed to assist with your blood pressure, but then it ends up deteriorating the muscles in your legs and your hair falling out and you can't walk and you can't stand up for more than 20 minutes. And it's like, man, I should have just dealt with the blood pressure if this was going to do all of this. But these are the same people who are fast tracking a vaccine that literally was, according to media, was developed a couple months ago. And this is what they're ready to pop in your arm. And let me address one more thing real fast. I need people to understand something that's really good for you does not have to be heavily marketed. If you look at this vaccine, I've been seeing so much marketing. I've been seeing all types of these old fake TV doctors sitting down, allegedly taking this shot in their arm. I've been seeing, people dancing about these vaccines. I saw the little Jamaican lady who was supposedly the first one to take it and all of this nonsense. And we gotta understand, somebody can put some water in a vial and shoot that in your arm. So don't think because you see somebody sticking a needle in somebody's arm that's actually the vaccine. Like, we gotta understand, media and presentation and marketing and things like that. Like, have you ever got a Happy Meal from McDonald's? You know what I'm saying? And that thing looked horrible when you got it, but when you saw it on the commercial, that thing looked like the best thing you ever seen. Like, so we got to look at this situation the same way. Just because you see something on TV or see something on social media, don't mean that's actually what's happening. So we got to remember that.
I'll say this to be.
I gotta run. Hey guys,
right?
I gotta run. You guys
All
have
right,
a good
Joe.
night. I gotta take it.
Bye,
I
Joe.
want to say this to be on the opposite side of this, right? When you do vaccines or whatever else, we give vaccines to build up the immune system, right? So they allow different things to happen to you for your immune system to be built up, so that way you have different defenses or whatever else. And that's what they're trying to say this vaccine is. I'm just saying there's no proof. How do you rush something? There's no proof. There's no concept. What did you test it on to show that this is going to work? And if you did test it, why do you still have to wear the mask if you have the vaccine? So the things don't add up. You see what I'm saying? That portion doesn't add up to me, because you claim you tested it, you claim it's going to work, but yet you still have to wear the mask. You still might get it, but we're going to stop you from spreading it. Well, that sounds like an STD to me.
Well, we've technically become very lazy, because you should cover your mouth when you're sneezing. You shouldn't be, you should be washing your hands anyway. There are certain things that we should be doing. So the mask just causes you to be maybe a little bit more lazier, i.e. I store your phone number in my phone, so therefore I don't have to remember it. But who's to really say that they just developed that vaccine and they have not been working on whatever it is that's coming, and it's now time to release? Because
what I was told was that it's not a
Contagion. The movie Contagion is what's happening right now.
Right.
Yeah.
The Jetsons that I used to watch when I was a little girl, we're seeing all this stuff transpiring right now. Before 9/11 happened, there was a movie. So we have to really go on the inside and go back to our creators. I believe that for me, go back and say, okay, God, if any man lack wisdom, you said, let him ask. I need discernment so that I can understand and see, because if you're looking naturally, I wear glasses. So I just took my glasses off, and you all is just kind of blurry to me. I see something completely different. But when I put my glasses on, you're a lot clearer for me. So what am I saying? We have to understand, are we looking at things in the natural, or are we looking at things in the spirit? Because that's what really, it's more spiritual as to what's happening, because you're fighting an enemy that you cannot see. And I wanted to say to you, Chloe, when you was talking, when we started talking about protecting us as a people, there is this subconscious guilt that comes over us that makes, based on America and what they've said, that we're prejudiced and we're this and we're that, but they can comfortably talk about those things and it mean absolutely nothing. So we should be able to have dialogue like this and be real free flowing and not feel threatened because somebody said 3 + 1 = 4. Who's to say that it's not 5?
I agree with you. Like, I don't particularly like having to, and it's probably something I just have to stop because it's a habit, but I don't particularly like having to disclaimer things. I do feel like we should be able to say it because it's true. But people, there's the spirit of offense that's so prevalent right now. Like, people get offended so easily.
Spirit of cancel culture.
Yeah, that. I mean, people get so offended. They get offended so easily. And you really, and especially when you're telling the truth. That's really when they really get offended, is when you're telling the truth. But you're absolutely right. We should be able to feel comfortable, speaking our truth. I personally, I agree with you. Like, people don't understand that this is spiritual warfare that we are in right now.
It really is.
This is what this is. People think that this is the fight is against COVID, and really the fight is against. We don't war against flesh and blood. It's against principalities. Yeah, and people don't understand that, right? So they don't understand that what's manifesting in the physical right now, what we see with our natural eyes, originated spiritually. But you can't, when you start to talk about that, people kind of get lost, and they don't understand, which is why I said people need to be picking up their Bibles and understanding what's really going on. Because when you read Revelations chapter 13, verses 16 and 17, it talks about the Antichrist, and it talks about how he causes them to get a mark on their forehead or on their wrist, and they are unable to buy and sell without it. I think people need to understand that this is where we are. We are right there. That prophecy is, we're on the cusp of that prophecy being fulfilled. This is what the vaccine and ID 2020 that Bill Gates wanted to introduce is. This is what this is. And I think people need to understand that, right? Understand that this all is spiritual. but people are so blinded by what they can see with their physical eyes that when you start to tell them that this is spiritual, and there's a reason why this is in the book, and you need to pick it up and read it, people not really trying to hear that, because if they read that, then that also means there's something that they have to do that they're probably not going to want to do. And at the end of the day, that's what it is. That's what this all is about. People want you to hurry up and get the vaccine. They want you to wear your mask. They want you to do everything that they need you, that they're being told you need to do in order to be okay, because they want to get back to being comfortable, and they want to get back to living their lives the way they want to, and they want to get back to doing what they want to do. And just like Carlos said, we have been programmed, we have been socially programmed to live our lives in this way. And now you pull the rug out from under us, and people don't even understand that God is allowing COVID.
Right.
Like when you try to tell people that, they think God is allowing COVID. He is allowing this. It's judgments. And people don't even understand that. They don't understand that there is no way that something of this nature would be happening on this earth if God did not come in agreement with it, because he is sovereign. He controls all. And nothing can happen here without him ordaining it.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. So they're looking for physical ways to fight something that is spiritual. And whenever you do that, you lost already. You lost.
Yeah.
You're lost. So, I'm going to end it like this, and I know that we're probably going to end. So I always tell people, please pick up your Bibles and read them. And right now, if you're not living in the book of Revelations, you're not going to know what's going on. Because those prophecies are absolutely being fulfilled right now. They are absolutely being fulfilled. And people need to understand, like, this is not a game. This is very serious. And if you think that a vaccine is going to be the cure for your problems, then you lost already.
Yeah. Well, it's like, so for me, it was like, the vials have been open, the bowls, the different things at different levels as things happening. A lot of people are afraid of Revelation. And so I would even encourage the book of Daniel, because there's a lot of prophecy that Revelations fulfills, but it was foretold even in the Old Testament. And I still go back because, we all have a God-given sense within us. It's a matter if we choose to operate at that level. And for some people, they've made it like spooky, or some people it's a white man's God, blah, 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 blah. No, it is really taking your vehicle to its original manufacturer to get the right parts, to get whatever it is that needs to happen to make things right. So, and we're not supposed to be afraid. I think a lot of people are running for the vaccine and different things like that out of fear, because fear had to also be instilled into people, and for them to show different things and masks or whatever. The U.S., I get it. This is a pandemic. But other countries, African countries, Asian countries, have had some severe things. Ebola, they've had a lot of crazy things happen from a physical perspective. It's again, we are not used to what is happening here in our country, and we need to watch and look at what the leadership is doing. Not only just government across the board, but what our Black leaders are also saying, and what they're also doing. That those of us who don't want to read or are afraid to take our own witty inventions within that God has given us to say, okay, clearly define this and help me, because we want to be lazy, as Carlos said, then I'll just do whatever you say. And of course, if you question it, then it's like, who are you to challenge me?
Right.
Well, why are you saying I'm challenging you? Because I want clarity about something.
Yeah,
and I don't have to always agree. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said, could you have taught that as a kid when you learned your vowels? A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say that one more time. A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. Why is the Y sometimes? Anybody ever thought about that?
Yeah, but I like the vowels. What you just said, the way you said it.
But understand what I'm saying, Mama. Why is it? And sometimes why? Shouldn't you want to know always why? Shouldn't you always want to know why? But they don't want to. They don't want us to be comfortable with asking the question. That's why they told you, okay, sometimes you can say you can ask why sometimes. No, you should always want to know why. You should want to know what's in the vaccine. You should want to know what's going on. You should want to know the future. You should want to know where you're going. You should ask. You should question everything. Because remember, there is no stupid questions. Only ones that don't ask. But you get comfortable in the sometimes, and you get comfortable in the laziness, so you don't do the why. You just take whatever happens. Because when you ask why, it takes effort.
We also have to understand, though, let's say just a couple points from what Shirley just said. We also have to understand the power of fear. So you mentioned fear, and you also mentioned leaders. And that's a major difference. If you look at some of the leaders from the other areas of the world, they're stopping things. They're stopping trials. They're stopping distribution because they're seeing side effects, and people are developing ailments from these vaccines. So they're stopping it literally. But then you have a totally different thing over here. Over here, we just pushing full steam ahead. You know, people are having reactions, people are having issues, but we just pushing full steam ahead.
You ever seen X-Men before, Quincy?
But that's part of.
I have.
And when you watch X-Men, what they have on X-Men? What they call them?
Oh, the mutants.
Mutants.
Why do you think they stop and drop?
The thing is what I notice is, and this is bigger than COVID, right, or bigger than vaccines. What I notice is, I just tend to see a larger, and I'm going to tread lightly calling it a care, but I just see a different response from other countries. Like I said, when you know, and I see it with certain food ingredients, right? So there's certain stuff that's allowed to be put in the food over here.
Yep.
But if you go over to Canada, it's not allowed.
Yep.
Or if we can put certain chemicals in the water in the US, but if I go over to Denmark, that's banned.
Right. Yeah. Right.
This vaccine is no different. Like I said, we full steam ahead over here. I've been seeing news reports all day with all these random doctors just getting shot in their arm. But then I look at the news reports out of Australia and they stopping trials. So I'm like, what? You know, we got to look at that parallel between these countries and the leaders in these countries, and we really got to think about that. You know, is what we're doing over here, is it really to our benefit? Like I said, when we look at this stuff, like I said, it's across the board. It's not just vaccines. Like I said, it's chemicals, it's food preservatives, it's housing. You know, we can even look at stimulus, right? So I know everybody, you know, the new stimulus numbers came out, and I think I heard about a $600 check or something like that. But then you look at these other places. I mean, and these cats are literally paying your rent for the whole month. Like they just sit back and stay in the house, and we'll take care of the money part. So it's like it's totally different for us to be the superpower of the world. It sure don't seem that way.
It do, but it do. And I'm gonna tell you how, Quay. Exactly what I told you. You gonna do what the hell I say.
For a small percentage, though.
If you don't have, you're gonna suffer, and nobody wants to suffer. And so to end your suffering, come get this shot. And then a year later, you're gonna hear the commercial. Dial 1-800-999-HELP. You took COVID. Loss of kidney, can't fart, eyes bleeding.
You ain't right.
Carlos need to run for office, political office. But has anybody ever wondered why our food is with the Drug Administration versus agriculture?
Because I'm drugging you.
Which is where it really should be. Right. It's with the agriculture side.
You've been drugged. Who eating grapes this big? Where has a grape ever grown this big with no seed? I've been drugging you. Church's Chicken giving out 12 pieces of chicken for $1. I've been drugging you. And I need the pepper jelly to go with it.
Who eating that chicken?
The chicken.
Oh, but people eating that chicken.
I told y'all about that chicken sandwich too.
Shirley Ann, now you know how many people eating that chicken. You remember when that old crazy Popeye's chicken sandwich came out? People was going crazy. Going crazy for that chicken sandwich.
That is the best drug I ever tasted, Quay. I'll tell you, that drug tastes so good right there, boy.
These people that look like you and I are mostly the consumers. because
me like
people want the fast food and they don't want to go out and buy what they like. We did tacos night with me and my granddaughters, right? We went and purchased our ingredients. So for money saving and also to know what was actually being put inside of the food to some control, because back in the day there was gardening and what have you that was taking place. Which, of course, our immune systems were built up, because I'm older than all of you all, and you all did it too. We ate dirt, we drank from the water hose, and we were doing all these real cool things that built our immune systems. But because of the chemical base and all this other pollutants and whatever it is for the flowers, blah, 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 to kill the bugs and stuff, we can no longer go and do those things. And so as a result, the immune systems have been lessened. And not only that, there is no such thing as writing things down or doing basics for the most part, because computers are doing everything for us, artificial intelligence, pretty much.
Let me do it this way.
Let me grab this comment real quick. So Erica put up a comment. She said, "Yep, that's why people have so many illnesses based on the food we're eating."
Absolutely.
Straight into your body.
Let me say this real quick. I'm glad she posted this comment. This is one thing that I'm very happy to see, right? So people are starting to take into consideration what they're putting in their bodies. Like I said, this is a lot of, the resistance that we're seeing to this vaccine. People are starting to take consideration as to what they're putting in their bodies. People are starting to eat different. We got the vegan movement going on. We got vegetarians popping up left and right. We got people letting meat go. Like I said, people are starting to pay attention. And like I said, I know it sounds corny, but people are starting to wake up in their own ways, right? And like I said, I think that is good, because as these things continue to come our way, what I do think will happen is people will become more aware as these things present themselves and actually see it once it's presented versus just overlooking it and missing it, basically. So I appreciate that comment, Erica. Go ahead, Los.
I've been got you. I've been got you. You don't even know you was got. We used to drink out the water hose with no problem. But I told you, buy bottled water. And that's more dangerous than the water that come out the water hose because of the plastic, and it sits in the plastic in the sunlight. And when the plastic is heated, the chemicals that come from the plastic that you put in there. But you go to the grocery store every single day and buy gallons and bottled water and singles and individual, and it's poisoning you. But I got you, because guess what? I told you that Aquafina and Dasani was good for you. That's right. I told you that this water comes from the Rocky Mountain oysters of America and Alaska, and it's colder on ice. I've been got you. You've been doing this and don't even know that you're accustomed to it. I got you so good that guess what? You're afraid to drink out the sink. You're afraid to drink out. You're afraid of what you used to do.
But in some cases, that need to be the case because of the lead. I mean, what they have not done in the systems for filterization and what have you.
I understand the filters, man. Yeah. But I'm talking about on a global scale. I'm talking about on a grand scale. Because there was no filter in the water. I understand that we have Brita filters. I understand that we have little things that we could use and other little tools to filter out water for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about on the global scale for the lazy ones. I'm talking about my lazy market.
Well, back in the day, it was well water. So that was clean and pure water. So,
but I'm talking about my lazy market that don't want to cook no more, that don't want to grow food no more. I'm talking about my market that wants to Postmate every day. I'm talking about Generation X that wants instant satisfaction. Oh, boy, I can't talk right now. They want to be satisfied right now. Lord Jesus, I couldn't get it out.
Satisfaction.
You know what, though?
Thank you, satisfaction. Jesus Christ, he tried to trip me up, but I got it. And I ain't ashamed that I couldn't say it right then and there. But what I am saying is this,
let me apologize to you. And let me say why I apologize to you. Because when you were coming up and I was doing the hustle and the bustle, you was getting microwave foods and things. So parents, I mean, it comes back to the truth of the matter. We teach you all also how to have certain taste buds, how to like certain things and do certain things. So the children that are getting the quick, fast foods, it's not them, because you don't buy it. It's the parent for whatever mindset. And you were one of my three predominantly that I took that course of action versus the time of preparing meals and what have you.
Well,
So
I know how to cook, Mama. Now I make a mean bowl of cereal.
Say again, please.
I said I know how to cook now. I make a mean bowl of cereal.
I know, right? But I'm just saying, but I taught them how to clean, cook, and sew. But I'm just saying, but the bulk of it, you know, when we talk about obesity and diabetes and different things with our children, it is not our children's fault. It is our parents' fault. It's what we're doing and how we're feeding them. And we need to change that. We really, really do. Because it's like that poem, and it's true. Children live what they learn.
Well, we got comfortable. Here's the thing: as Americans, we've become comfortable in our laziness. And when you're comfortable and you're not willing to do things for yourself, you think that you're getting the easy access, right? But everything that has easy access comes with a price. Right. What are you losing when you don't do it for yourself? If I can't change my car tire, or if I can't change a brake, I have to pay someone else. So now the money that I have that I could have used for something else, I have to pay for my laziness. Right. If I don't want to cook, I have to pay for my laziness. And then I have to pay the tax on it for my laziness, for the Postmates. And then they charge me for the Postmates and then tax on it. And then the delivery and everything else for my laziness of not wanting to do it for myself. Laziness comes with the price.
Right. And I think at this point in our lives, like I've always been plus big girl. That's just me. That's what I've always been. But I've always been a struggle with weight, you know. And the thing is, there's times I don't eat healthy. I admit to it. But it's also times where I've been on it. I'm back on it now because I'm like, oh, hell no. So you have to, I think all of us have to take some ownership of everything we put in our bodies. Yep. Do research. Because truth be told, you can eat healthy, but if you look at if you're not really eating even halfway organic, some of the vegetables, if you look at some of that's genetically modified, some of that got all types of stuff on it. Even you go to the store, you're like, this don't even look, okay. And then if you look at the fact that some of the stuff is so modified, we don't never know how it actually looks in its natural state. So, you know, the fact of the matter is that, like you said, with FDA, like when you really start thinking about that stuff, you'll be mind blown. Like, what the hell?
Girl, you don't want to try that new broccoli, cauliflower, watermelon flavored chicken? They done genetically modified 8 different fruits together to create something new. You know what I mean?
We say some broccoli.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's broccoli, cauliflower, watermelon. It's that new thing. That's that new thing for $9.99. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about them raspberry greens. Girl, you ain't never had no raspberry greens. I'm making up stuff, mother. I'm making it up. I'm just saying how they take. I'm just saying how they take a lot of different things and then they make great croutons. You know what I'm saying? You never had that great flavor crouton. You know?
It's true.
It's true. It's true.
Bubblegum turkey.
You crazy, man. You crazy, man. So you saying you don't want that pink pineapple, man? What's wrong with you, man?
Boy, I be getting that cotton candy grapes, boy. That thing fire. Now I ain't gonna lie. You might not cooking no thing
I will admit the cotton candy grapes. I had them before. You
know what I'm talking about?
Blame my sister. Blame my sister. She brought them home. I'm like, what's?
And you ate them. You just got about
I was interested. I just wanted to see what the hype was about.
Them cotton candy grapes go hard, boy. Them things is right, boy. I swear to
God. Sugar.
And I was in line for that church's chicken, waiting 2 hours for that chicken. That thing had me there.
What chicken?
That Popeyes, girl. That thing fire. That thing fire. I ain't lying to you, Mama.
I done cut a lot of meats out of my diet, so I don't know. But you know that there are some companies that
she was eating that chicken sandwich, brother.
What? I could have put it on the boy. You heard me?
Hey, well, let me say this. Why don't you go ahead and throw us on the policy, and then you go ahead and
Hey, I'm just letting you know what time it was, buddy. That Popeye chicken was right, boy. That thing was right. I ain't lie to you.
I ain't touched it. I ain't touched it. I ain't about to touch it.
Good. People was out there fighting over that chicken, boy. You better not cut nobody line. You might get stabbed for that chicken.
But I want us to be aware seriously about taking vaccines and shots and things like this. They started it with our pets because my dogs are all chipped so that we can identify them. There are companies right now to this day where their employees are being chipped in their wrists and their hands, and we better take it real
serious. The RFID chip is what it's called. They have companies talking about they've been chipped me. They have companies all about those companies.
Absolutely. we need to be aware, because if you take a shot, there is nothing that says that they cannot put a chip in you. And once they put something in you, unfortunately, I had a breast exam, and I had a little cyst or something. Yay, thank God, benign. But they put a little marker there. And I really want them to remove that marker, but of course they're not going to remove that marker. So they're doing all kinds of things in testing so that they can basically track us and what's happening with our bodies. We better take it serious. We are living, if we have not, we are entering to the last days if we're not already living.
Yes. Oh, we're in them. We are in them.
You remember the Jews, right? And they used to put the branding on the arm. So what they did was they took it off the arm and they put it on a piece of paper. Now it's just your social security card. And from the chips, it went from being a chip to being in your debit card. And your chip's been tracked on the debit card. So every time you swipe something, you've been chipped right there. And you can't swipe the debit card or you can't swipe no more. You got to put it in the thing to read the chip. You've been chipped a long time. This ain't nothing new. You just didn't know. Welcome to the party. Chip life.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Put it in your arm.
Right. Or it's in yourself or your cell phone, truth be told.
Your debit card got a chip. You want to see your chip?
And so here's the other piece when you get his debit card. Isn't it interesting that when you go to stores, they tell you you have no coins?
Right.
Coins are going to reappear.
Truth be told, I have a crap load of coins in my house right now that I need to cash in. I just don't want to.
Yeah, that's by design, though.
They will reappear at some point because it's crazy that they don't have any coins.
What, physical coins?
Physical coins. Out here in South Carolina, they're telling you either you're going to use a debit card or
exact change.
Everything is debit card in the Walmarts and stuff. There is no pretty much exchange of cash.
Yeah, no, physical.
If you don't have exact change, they're not taking any coins, period, because or giving you coins because they say they don't have them.
Yeah, no, physical coins will be and let me just clear this up. They do have them, but physical coins will be phased out. That's why digital coins were created.
Yep, okay. Bitcoin. Talk to them.
So, yeah, just people need to understand that. So this, everybody thought this was a farce, this whole Bitcoin, all this stuff. They just thought it was a joke, another gimmick. No, it's not a joke. Like I said, the United States has created their own digital coin that is going to be their coin to the dollar. So it's already in motion. So let's say we just have to understand that we are in the middle of, and I got to call it what it is. It's going to be a new order.
Oh, definitely.
We are literally going down the path right now. Let's say there's a whole bunch of little steps that have been introduced to us that we're not paying attention to. We just thought they were a little inconvenience. We went to the grocery store and they were like, oh, we can't give you any change, blah, 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 blah. We was like, oh, that's messed up. But there's a reason why they're doing that. There's a reason why there is a chip in your debit card, in your credit cards. There's a reason why there's a chip in your cell phone. There's a reason why folks are trying to put a chip up under your skin. There's a reason why all of that's happening. And it's all going to be tied to this digital currency, this monitoring to be able to follow and track whatever you're doing. There's a reason why they created an Alexa. It wasn't for your convenience. Right. So we got to understand these things, but we just look at them as conveniences and, oh, that's cool to have. I can control my house, cut my lights on, but there's more to that. Like I said, that's why when you say doggy, you get a doggy ad on your phone. There's more to this stuff that we're not paying attention to.
Hey, Quay, you thought Hulk Hogan was just playing when they came out with the New World Order? They made it cool. Everybody wanted to be a part of the New World Order. Everybody wanted to be a part of the Wolf Pack, baby.
Man, we in it now, man. COVID is a part of it.
Of course.
I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah.
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 It's something, man.
Yeah, you got to think about, why we are crashing all of these small businesses, why we are taking out small business-based restaurants. We got to think about these things. I said there's all reasons why that's happening. It's not just because somebody telling you COVID is passing at the restaurant. We need to wake up and understand what's behind that. We got to understand what's behind a stimulus check. That stimulus check is not really to help you.
What stimulus check? You getting chipped. You ain't nothing. We all know ain't nothing free.
No, it's more. It's more to that. It's more to it. Like I said, stimulus checks create a dependency. Yeah, we got to think about what's behind the stimulus check. It's a dependency. See, when people get into a bad situation and they know that you're going to come and go get them some money to help them in that bad situation, it creates a dependency. So when things get bad, what's the first thing we ask for? We ask for a stimulus check. Like I said, we're slowly being ushered into these things. We're not paying attention to them the right way, but we're slowly being ushered into these things in this new way of life. So we need to understand that we ain't going back to no normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to the normal. Welcome to the new world.
Hello, this is normal.
And it's all
let me throw another one out there. Just like I said, just because this is my space. So stuff right now is not good, right? Stuff is not good. We got record numbers of unemployment requests. We got all type of stuff. Businesses crashing out. We got companies Chapter 11 and all type of stuff, right? With all of this bad stuff that's going on, why do y'all think the stock market is exploding?
Because they're about to crash the economy.
I'm making money off of you right now.
It's a money grab right now, but then they're gonna crash.
Think about it. We gotta think about that though.
Going back
what goes up must come down.
Right.
So if you don't know and you can't get in right now, it's gonna be too late for you.
Yeah, and I think it's also critical to know whose economy you're participating in.
Right.
You can be in it and not of it. You can be all around what's going on and not necessarily participate if you know how to create yourself. As far as having money, be it in your safe, in your home, or whatever the case may be. You don't have to always go spend. We are definitely consumers, and or we're flamboyant, and we waste versus preservation. When I was coming up, they used to say, "Don't hate the player, just learn the game." Because the
movie Mockingbird or District 12, where everyone was they were all in their individual districts, and they had to beg the different districts for different food and different. It's real. That ain't a movie.
100 Games. We've been saying that we in 100 Games. We right now. Some of us is cabinets right now. I'm just saying.
You're gonna be hungry right now, for real, 100%.
But truth be told, if you think about how America is and how you have the separation of, the North and South, rural in the cities. It's like the Hunger Games out here. And truth be told, it's one entity that's ruling everything. We fighting against each other.
Right.
We should be fighting with each other to get equal whatever. So yes, we are in the Hunger Games. I'll be cats.
Facts. Yeah, Nina, your sound was doing something weird right there, but you good though. But your sound was doing something.
I was fake whistling, okay?
Okay. All right, Los, well, you can I think we at that point, brother.
Look, all I can say is this: the more educated you are, the better decisions you can make. You ain't got to believe nothing that we said on this panel, because who are we? We're just giving opinions, and we would love to hear your opinion. But I do know this: the more educated you are, the better decisions you can make. Change is coming, whether you like it or not. Change is already here, and you're going to participate in it, whether you want to or not, because you're already participating in it. Period. COVID is here. You're participating in it. You didn't ask for it, but you're participating in it, whether you like it or not. What are you going to do? What adjustments are you going to make? Look, I just want y'all to be careful. Listen, if anybody has ever had COVID, we're not being disrespectful to your condition, to your situation. If anybody ever lost a loved member to the COVID, rest in power, rest in peace, rest in love. It's not what we're saying. We're just saying for now and where we are, we need to start preparing, because we better be proactive than reactive. Because if you're reacting, then you're left behind. If you're reacting, it's already too late. You missed the boat. You missed the wave. So start becoming proactive. And the only way to be proactive is to read about it. How can you fix something that you don't know? How can you understand and create a change or prepare for something that you ain't been preparing for? It's not going to happen. So we love y'all. Come up here on the show and prepare with us. Let's talk about it. Let's get together. And this is how we create the change, by talking about it, by having think tanks and everything else, and blessing each other to prepare for each other. Because guess what? Whether you like it or not, we all gonna need each other real soon, because things is going to be really real.
Yes.
Love you guys. That's our show. Have a beautiful night. Happy holidays if you support the holidays, whatever. All that good stuff.
Yeah, and just shout out to everybody on the panel. It's at Chloe, Nina, Shirley Ann. We appreciate you guys always coming out and supporting the show, you know, bringing your thoughts and your perspectives. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Erica Arrington, let's say we appreciate your support, you know, showing us love as usual. But yeah, once again, this is Looking to Mirror the Conversation. We do this show every Thursday night, 9:30 Eastern Standard, 6:30 Pacific time. And like I said, we just like to have those conversations, just put it on the table, you know, and see where we take it.
Hey, quick, shout out our sponsors too. Don't forget our lovely, amazing sponsors. Make sure you talk about Two Sons Juice, because people need that juice. They need the organic things in their life to prepare their life to be able to have the change that they want in their life.
For sure. Let me just drop this last piece. Like I said, we're gonna loop in some shows on some Thursdays where, like I said, it's just wide open, right? So we just having conversations. So like I said, if you got something that you want to talk about, you know, bring it to that show, and like I said, we'll talk about it. Doesn't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? So bring it to us. Let's have a conversation and, you know, talk about it. And hopefully, you know, additional people will join the show, bring their perspectives to it as well. You know, hopefully we can hash it out.
All races are welcome, sexes. You know, you guys are welcome. It's just not just us. Everyone's welcome to be here to talk, because everyone has a voice. Everyone has an opinion. And at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, whatever color you are in the crayon box, it takes all of us to make a beautiful picture.
Facts. So yeah, let me shout out the first sponsor, waronfriendlygrounds.com. So I said, this is King Jaquil Martin's book right here, 5-star rated on Amazon. Also, the short film is you know, hitting the film festivals as well, making his rounds. So definitely go support the brother. waronfriendlygrounds.com, waronfriendlygrounds.com. And then we also got Two Sons Juice Co., based in Metro Detroit, all natural cold pressed juices. Man, just nothing but the good stuff. No funny ingredients you can't pronounce, none of that. Just the straight basics. So go check them out. The number 2sonsjuiceco.com. That's twosonsjuiceco.com. So yeah, like I said, once again, just shout out to everybody who joined us tonight. We appreciate you. Like I said, awesome show is normal. And man, with that being said, everybody have an awesome night, and we will catch you next Thursday.
Love you guys. It's important. Share, like, support.
For sure. All right, everybody take it easy.